Welcome back with a new lesson 4.4p, the second part of our past lesson, the micrometer caliper. Our objectives for this lesson is to learn how to read US measurements on a micrometer caliper. We saw in the past lesson the micrometer caliper's parts, but the difference here is that the barrel of the US micrometer is divided into tenths of an inch. Each tenth is subdivided into 4 25,000th of an inch parts. The threads on the spindle allow the spindle to move 25,000th of an inch in one complete turn of the thimble. The head is divided into 25 equal divisions, each division indicating 1,000th of an inch, which is the precision. This is the barrel scale, and this is the thimble scale, which is the head. Let us look to the barrel scale first. The long lines here represents 1/10 of an inch. So this is 5/10 of an inch. This is 1/10 of an inch. This is 2/10 of an inch, 5/10 of an inch, and shorter lines, each one of them represents 25,000th of an inch. So this line is 50,000th, and this one represents 25,000th. The third line represents 75,000th of an inch. So now this represents 1/10. This represents 4/10 and 25,000th. So it will be 0.425,000th. This one represents 0.675,000th of an inch. Then you can go to the barrel. The head is divided to 25 divisions. Each division of them represents 1,000th of an inch. Now let us go and represent some examples for measurements using the US micrometer to learn how to read it. Our first example, in the micrometer caliper, we measure very small measurements. So all of our measurements are less than 1 inch. So usually we start putting a 0 inch. Then we go to see these numbers. Here we can see that we passed 1/10 of an inch. Then we try to check how many short lines we passed from these 3 short lines after our 10th reading, but we didn't pass any one of them, so we have zeros over here. Then finally we look to the head. We can see that we have 20,000th of an inch. Add your numbers. Your reading will be 820,000th of an inch. Let us check our answer. This should be our correct answer. It is correct. Another example, beginning with a 0 inch. Looking to this side, we see that we passed 1/10 of an inch. Looking to this side, we can see that we passed 25,000th of an inch, since we passed only one short line down here. Looking finally to the head, we find 22,000th of an inch. Adding these numbers, we will have 147,000th of an inch. Checking our answer, this should be our correct answer, and it is correct. A third example, beginning with a 0 inch. Looking up here, we have 4/10 of an inch. Looking down here, we have also 25,000th of an inch. Looking to the head, we have only 3,000th of an inch. Adding, our reading is 428,000th of an inch. A new example, starting with 0 inch, we can see that we have 2/10ths. One short line down here, 25,000th. Looking to the head, we have 13,000th. Adding, we have 238,000th of an inch. An additional example, looking up here, we can see that 2 started to show us itself, but the reading on the head is so small. It is 0. This tells us that we can't compute this distance because it is a large distance. So this means that we are standing on the line of the reading of the 2/10ths exactly. So we will begin with 0 inches. We have 2/10 inches exactly. So our reading is 2/10ths of an inch. A final example, 0 inches, we passed 8/10ths. Looking down here, we passed 3 short graduations, so we have 75,000th of an inch. Then looking to the head, we have 16,000th of an inch. Adding these numbers, we have 891,000th of an inch. By this example, we come to the end of our lesson.